Welcome back everyone. It's a new video that it will be today or that it will be made today, and just a reminder of what was happening last time. So we were looking onto this area here to see how we can make it look decent, and why we need to do that is because let me go to the picture. It's because we are trying to reconstruct the fillets around the base of these earbuds. Now, maybe it could be a good idea from the start to make a sphere and elongate and stuff like that, like in 3D modeling, but wouldn't be so much fun if we would do it like that, and wouldn't be much to learn from doing it like that. So if we look back again into the model, and by the way, if you missed my latest videos, go check them out so that you understand how we arrived to this shape here. I'm just going to see it in the reflections so we can see some weird reflections around here I don't necessarily like. Let me see. So I think we can open this up in as a separate model. I remember we could have some, yeah, in the evaluation we could look at the zebra stripes just to see how they are continuing. Yeah, clearly it's not the best shape out there. Not a problem. Let's try to see how we can update the things here and see how we can improve this before continuing with the next part. I would like to be a bit more rounded, but it doesn't really matter right now because at the end of the day, is everything is done just to learn. But let's see if we can make it a bit more rounded, given the fact that we constructed like a system of sketches in here to with big surfaces so that we can afford to modify the model later. Let's see how well it is going to perform if we are modifying right now. So in the past, I was using just those tangency handles to modify the input surface, right? But I'm thinking now that even these stuff are having their own limits. So I may decide in the end to create, hold on, because it just lost the focal point. I may decide in the end to insert, yeah, you know what, let's do it. Let's insert a new edge here in the middle and let's see if we can control that even better, right? So we are in the free form right now, and if we add the curve, flip direction so that we add the horizontal one. Okay, I right click and it got out. It shouldn't get out, never mind. So we're back into it, and now we have direct control over the middle of the surface, right? So if I'm selecting this plus the tangency arrows, right, and if I am going to translate this outwards, I should be able to change the curvature a bit more directly. Again, if you missed the other videos that I did previously, just as a reminder, all these operations that are performed with the freeform, they are going to be recorded. So basically, if you modify the input surface at a lower level than the freeform level that we have in here, it is going to record your moves, let's say, and in this way it will be it becomes quite a flexible system to have it implemented for you to adjust, especially for objects that, well, you don't have a top view, a side view, or anything like that. You have just a sketch, and that's kind of it. Um, right, so we modified that surface, and of course, because we modified the surface, the model becomes wider, right? So I do like it, but it is wider. So that means that I will have to translate the whole surface afterwards, either this surface, either the one that I used before the freeform. So let's see. Shall we modify this one? I would say yes. So if I am modifying the input surface, it will retain, of course, the modifications that I did on it in the freeform state, right? So if I'm going in the freeform, there you go, it's curved, nicely done. Really, really nice. I do like this idea of being able to use these freeform surfaces. Very, very flexible, similar to sub-D modeling at some point, except it's NURBS, which is obviously better. Right. And by the way, just as an announcement, in case you are interested into one-to-one classes or group classes onto CAD design um, or CAD design for to use um, as a replacement for Alias, basically. Just go over my profile on YouTube and leave me a message either on my email or on my phone number, of course, and we can see what you're interested in. We can see what can we do to have a few sessions for CAD design. And it is for any level. So even if it is for advanced, or if you are in the beginning of your journey, we can. I'm sure there are many things to learn. All of them done with SolidWorks. So in this way, you get the most of it. I mean, SolidWorks is £10 per month, right? I think not even £10. I think it's less. So a lot of benefits in there. Right. Let's see. So we are here. We need a big curvature in there. That's good. So we were looking around these areas in here because they were not as we wanted them to be. They are a bit better after I made that surface a little bit more curved. Bear in mind, it's not a matter of making this 100% look like there, despite it would be good. That would be the goal, right? To make the model to be like that. But at the end of the day, if it is a little bit too much to work to do it exactly like there, we may give up on that. I do this mainly for learning, not necessarily for achieving exactly that model in there. But let's try to arrive as close as possible. So what I did here, I adjusted the sketch that I was using for input for the front surface because I saw that it is I have a bit more curvature in there, right? So I want to do that, and I want to do it even more. I want to see, yeah, of course, because I didn't yet cut out of it, isn't it? Okay, so reset all handles. Oh, all right, let's see. Yeah, interestingly. Okay, that's not the problem. So what do I want? So I want to have something like this, and I want it a lot more curved. So it should be all right. Of course, it will give us a lot of errors right now, having such a curved surface up to the point where I'm asking, is it really worth? Maybe it is. So how about, since we adjusted it, let's go and try to reconstruct the model. Okay, so this fillet, what's wrong with it? 5 millimeters, and how about 4? So we have phase 1 and we have phase 2. That is correct. Is it way too much if I try 1? Yeah, it works with 1, but we don't want 1, isn't it? So we will want somewhere around 3, but it's not going to work anymore. It works with 2. Let's try with 2. I see. Yeah, all right. So if we are having it at 2, it will build it like that. So of course it is a little bit too steep in here. Okay. But also, do I want this to be like that? So we can adapt. I don't like the fact that is 2 in here. So how about I leave it as a circular and I try again with 5. Okay, maybe 3. Okay, so no, he doesn't want that. But that is possible to be like that simply because, yeah, I'm not having them extended enough. So I should have a surface extension in there. That is correct. Yeah. So let's see, what can we do? Let's try to extend the surface first so that we understand what is going on here. Okay. Same surface. Let's keep it extended. Yeah, it is same surface. This is correct. Yep. And now let's look into the fillet. Of course. Okay, of course it works because it's 2. Okay. But this time I will want again 5. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we have 2 options. Either we do the fillet manually, but that will consume time. So I don't like that option. Either I will cut the fillet and I'm going to trim these things together. Okay, mutual, I want the mutual. Okay, clear, and I want these 2 to disappear. Okay, and here I will apply, oopsie, a fillet. Because this usually works. Somehow, or if you apply on the surface, or if you use the surfaces directly, not going to make it, it is more sensitive. It's not that it's not going to make it. It is a lot more sensitive for some reason. I do not know those reasons, but there you go. Not perfect, but we use this surface to cut. So I don't need precision in here. I just need to follow more or less the other surface that I have in here. And also this one in here has an offset. I don't like it. It's a bit too much of an offset. So if I'm applying 5 instead of 8, I should be a little bit better. Okay. So yeah, remember, sometimes if you make fillets using the surfaces directly as input, it may be a bit too sensitive, so it may not really like it. Okay, so if you remember from my previous movies, I have a reason why I built this surface fill in here. If you don't remember, or if you don't saw those movies, go check them out. Okay, so boundary surface, of course, and surface trim. So we need to see what is going on here. So we have already a few things that are not working. So I should have side original surface. That is correct. And I have a freeform in here. That is correct. So I was using this lump here of surface to cut the freeform that I just shown earlier. Okay, so let's do that. Interestingly, it did lost it. I did that before. Okay, well, it is how it is. So trim, let's see, not mutual, trim tool. This trim tool, remove this part. Okay, we can hide this one easily. Okay, so now we should be in here. Of course, it says boundary fill is not working anymore, but good job that we can see the edges that are in error. So I will delete this one, and yeah, I will redo the shapes in here. Well, if you see it like this, by the way, yeah, just right click on the green, or I think this is like kind of red, and flip connectors. So I was connecting them in curvature here and there too. This time I will leave the curvature on both sides. Oh no, it did record at 1.37 as I had before, so that's good. Good. Let's go to the next boundary surface. Of course, it will not remember what I did. So error edge. Can I replace? No, I cannot. Okay, cool. Then delete. Fine. Let's select the edge again. Again, curvature. Okay. I'm not too picky about the curvature values right now, but yeah, it looks a bit better, a lot more rounded. So that's good. That's good. We didn't lose time for nothing. And now at the back, delete, connect, curvature. Okay, cool. I leave them now as they are. Then I do a surface knit. Yes. So first of all, I do need to keep this edges in here a bit more straight. So when I connect them, they will look a bit better. Okay, and now another fill boundary surface. Okay, so for some reason it got something in here. I think it is, yes, it is a sketch. So we have two sketches in here. This one should be updated. Yeah. So let's update this sketch first. I'm going to remove the edges that were before. And here I'm going to convert these edges so that they will be pickable, right? While I will select. So as you can see, now they're black, so they are converted. Why I do this? I do this so that when I select this section in here, I will select the sketch rather than one edge or the other, because this boundary surface is stopping at vertices. So because it will stop at the vertex, I have a vertex here. So if I want to extend it above this vertex, I will not be able to do so. But if I am creating a sketch and extracting the edges and convert them, then I will be able to get the entire sketch and apply the boundary surface until wherever I want, really, because it will recognize the entire sketch as one line rather than thinking to stop at the next vertex, right? So as you can see, there you go. So I can go right here or until up to here, while before I could go only up to here. So yeah, look on this one, it's quite cool. I wish I wouldn't need to do it because it is one more operation that, well, I lose the time for. But at the end of the day, well, it is how it is. Right, so I am here with this corners, curvature and curvature. That's good. I don't like the fact that this edge in here is continuing like that, but hey, at the end of the day, they do go quite nicely together on this side, so that's fine. So now if I am going to surface knit, of course the surface knit was done properly, and previously I was using a surface fill. Now I don't like the idea of using surface fill, because, well, they are usually not following necessarily the, how is it, the flow of the surface. I think I can say like that. In 3D modeling are the edges that are flowing around. In NURBS, if you toggle on to see it, you will also be able to see the flow of the surface. Right, so what is not working then? So I'm having all the edges except I think this edge in here, yes. But for now, I did apply the surface fill, and you can quite easily see in the reflections, instead of having continuous reflections around, let me see if I can even show it. Merge result, curvature display, mesh preview. There you go. So we have the mesh that is created like this, and it is looking like that. Mesh density. By the way, I'm not sure if mesh density is actually affecting. I doubt that mesh density is affecting it. It's just affecting the preview. Yeah, just to be able to see it. Right. Yeah, because it's just display. Okay, so doesn't look that bad. It does look like it is following, so it's not like it is rotated in a weird direction or whatever. So it's not that bad. And this reflection or this transition in reflections, we can control it better afterwards. Okay, so we go back to the surface fill, the next one, and it's missing some edges in here. Okay, okay. But yeah, but even worse on this side. Now, all this is happening because if we look in here, we will be able to see that we have different curvature values on one side, from one side to the other, right? So if we go onto the corner surface that we have in here, you see this button here is apply to all. And what this does is applying the curvature values to all equally, to all, not edges, ends, let's say. So if I'm unclicking, if I am unticking, if this button is not ticked anymore, right, I will be able to apply curvature values, different curvature values on one side of the surface, and on the other side of the surface another value. And in this way we can control, well, we can control everything, right? So in here I could go and adjust this to be a little bit less, right, to follow a little bit more the surface that is above. And let me see. Okay, and in here, yeah, there you go. So in here I could go and apply something like this that will match a little bit better with the profile that we have below, right? So now, of course, we are still having issues because we are right there on the corner. So what can we do in this instance would be to increase the distance between this and the corner so that we can fade it away, and the transition will be a lot more smooth. Now, that is one thing that we can do on both sides. It will be a combination of things. All right, so one thing will be that. Okay, and surface fill. Okay, come on. Okay. And it is already looking better as a transition on here. Okay. And now from here, where am I? I was at 1.3. How about we leave it at 1 as a value? All right. So at 1 looks a lot more natural. That's good. How about on the other side, however? Oh yeah, so we were at 1 in there. So how about we leave all of them, or most of them, at 1? Yeah, okay. So on this side, it did work. What I don't like is this surface in here, because it's not as round as I wanted it to be. So very subtle 1.15. Okay, so already looking way better. what was happening afterwards. I had the surface knit and the surface trim and mirror and surface knit. Yeah, let's see the model. Let's see without these reflections. How is it looking like? Okay, awesome. So it looks way, way better. Can I have it even more round than it is right now? But I don't think is needed. I think what is needed is just this offset that I have in here, which is controlling this, to be a little bit higher, so that it will, so that I start making it round closer to the middle, isn't it? Yes. All right, so if we go to, oops. If we go to the offset, which is this one here, here I had 3, so if I apply 5, there. Of course, we need to readjust those surfaces, but yeah, far better. And let's see, 7. Okay, so 7, it's even more. And 7 should be closer to the model that we have. Okay, yes. I'm just looking now to see. Yes, okay. Well, not a problem, because now we can readjust those surfaces. Yeah, I think I'm fine with that. And we need to readjust this one as well. I don't necessarily need a preview of it anymore, but I kind of like it. Reminds me about sub-D modeling, something that I did like in the past to do. I still do it from time to time. And oh yeah, and this one here, it does look like bad. So I think I will get closer to it, something like that. And can I make it just a little bit more round in here? Okay. Okay, what do I see in here? Do I see some weird stuff? Okay, zebra stripes. How can I? Yes. There. So we have some weird surface in there. Can I modify the quality of them? Come on. Okay. Then I think I will need to go and modify the quality of the model. Let's see if we can, if we are at maximum or not. So options, model display, no. Image quality, yeah, we are at maximum. Okay. Well then, let's adjust this in a way so that we get rid of that little bump that we have in there. All right, now it's done. So getting closer and closer to what we have in that image, but there you go, at the back looks like terrible. And that's because we didn't modify any of those surfaces in there. So I'm going to repeat the same process, the same, not process, the same steps that we had before, but something is happening and I don't like. Ah, yes, okay. So of course, Now in here, I am having this distance, which is way too big. So I will have to adjust the model somehow. Okay, so not apply all and not apply all. So I will have in the front to be at some specific level of curvature so that it doesn't look odd. I think I was saying 1 and 1, isn't it? So 1 and 1 here. I still don't like how it looks like, even as it was before. Anyway, yeah, 1.5. Not rocket science anyway. So, and it's not like I have views from different angles of the object either. So we do as much as we can. Right, let's try this. Now the trouble with this is that because I'm having a constant offset in here, of course, now I'm suffering a little bit because it shouldn't be a constant offset, or at least it doesn't look like it from the picture. So I may be forced to go back and make an offset that is variable from here in the front, going smaller at the back. But let's see how it goes for now. If I can do this, or if it looks decent without losing more time, then hey, I think we can stop where it is with it. Now, I also believe, looking now, that this fillet in here is not that small, or it shouldn't be that small. So I have it as 3. How about I apply 5? He's seeing different things in there, so let's see what's happening. Okay, so maybe 5. Not for now, until we understand what's happening. How about 4? Of course, it's going to ruin all those transitions that I have, but that's okay. It doesn't matter that much. But yeah, it's way larger. So we will have to make it larger, and I believe it's somewhere around like 10. So what we are going to do, we are going to modify again all those stuff. Yeah. So what did we have in here? We had the surface trim. Do we have some offsets? Okay. So I will have to go back and see how it was constructed rather than dealing with it. So if you are in this kind of situation in which I am right now, right, well, let's go back. Not, I don't need that surface yet. Okay, so let's Control Z until it looks like it was before so that we can see it done all right. Okay, well, let's see. So what's happening in here? So I'm having those 2 fillets this one here, and this one here. Okay. Okay, the top surface that I'm using just to cut, and then I'm having some offsets around. Let's see, that offset, this offset, this one here. Okay, yeah, cool. So this is indeed the original stuff. So I would say 7 maybe initially. No, even more. No, I was right. Should be around 10. So 10. Oh, come on. Of course. Stop and repair. Why? Ah, because I have an offset right away. And because after that I'm having also a fillet there. Yes. So remember when I said that the fillets done directly with surfaces are a bit too sensitive for Solidworks? This is the proof. So for recovering the time, so we don't lose a lot more time, I'm going to leave it at 7 and reconstruct the model. So I'm having a bunch of offsets in here. After that, a bunch of untrims, surface untrims, and then another bunch of extends. All right. So this fillet in here should be bigger. Since that one is 7, this one should be about 5. Yeah, I'm fine with 5. Another surface extend, trim and fillet. Haha. Ah, it's hidden. That's why. Did it do it? Yes, it did it. Good. Surface fill and a bunch of trims around. And now, okay, so hold on, I'm going too fast. Okay, surface fill in there to cut the trim, to cut the other surface. And then I'm having surface trim, which doesn't work anymore. Why? Let's see first. Let me hide this surface here. Okay, then let's go and see how is this one. So remove selections. Yes, of course. And again, the classic case. Despite having the fill made, it doesn't cut through. All right, so it becomes quite annoying, the fact that I cannot cut through using a curve. Now, last time it worked with the with filling a sketch that was created using the intersection, or was created using a curve, not an intersection, a curve on starting from the original surface. So what I'm going to do now, I am going just to extend it so that I can cut. Very annoying. Mr. SolidWorks, very annoying. Not nice. Can I pick it? Let's see. A limit? No, wrong one. All right, how can we do it easily? Well, I put it on wireframe and let's go again there. So now the surface trim should work. Let's see, Mr. SolidWorks. There you go. Surface trim worked without a problem. Well, not everything is perfect, isn't it? So now I'm having the boundary fills. Having the boundary fill in here. I'm having way bigger fillet in here. Can I now move it towards 10? No. Okay, but I'm not going to do it more than that. Anyway, maybe I can just cut it. No, I will think about, I don't know. For now, I will just leave it. That's these are the perks of making a model without having any other views. You construct and then you realize that, well, actually it wasn't looking quite like that, and then you go back and you reconstruct again. Only normal. We cannot do things right from the beginning perfectly, especially if you're not a designer of the object. Then it's way harder to understand what the intent was. If you would be the designer, then you would understand what is important for you to have and what you can give up on from all the features or from all the shapes while constructing the object. You have already the knowledge of what those lines are representing and or what those shapes are representing. So you make a judgment call right there on the spot. But if you are not a designer, then you don't make that judgment call. And because you don't, then you go back, you take a step back at the end when you're nearly done, and you realize that one doesn't look quite as it should, and so on and so forth. And that's how you construct, you go back, you realize what's wrong, you rectify, and then you go back, and so on and so forth until you get it done nicely. Now, don't get me wrong, even if you're a designer, it doesn't mean that that doesn't happen. It's just it happens less time, and yeah, it's far more straightforward as a process. Right, so what's happening in here? Of course, another boundary. The sketch got weird. Only normal since we modified all those stuff. This time we're lucky. He retained all the other edges except one. Can I rebuild the future using this sketch? Why you cannot? Ah, so something in there that he doesn't like. Okay, no problem. Let's extract the edges back again. Ah, there were two edges, one on top of the other. Okay. Well, at least Solidworks is clever enough for that. I need to disable sounds in Solidworks because it's very annoying to talk and hear some sounds at the same time. Right, what's happening here? Why is not making it? Why is not showing it? Ah, of course, rebuild errors, right? Why rebuild errors? Let's see, do I need to remake the sketches? Let's do the sketches again. Yeah, okay. Let's do the sketches again then. Okay. Fine. Still error. Why is it an error? Solidworks. I think I know why. This surface need. Yeah, no, it has all done here correctly. Then what's wrong? Unable to create the surface. Why is it unable? It is on the right surface. What's wrong with you? Okay, let's delete it. Let's see what's going on. Ah, okay. Okay, that's cool. So it does get the sketch as an input. Okay. Why he was having a problem doing it, God knows. I have no clue whatsoever. But now he does it with the same inputs as before without the problem. Never question the laws of CAD design. Or CAD design software. All right, I'm tired of seeing mesh preview. What do I want? So I do not want to apply the same curvature everywhere because we are a little bit in a weird situation here. Okay, let's say I make something like this. And we don't have the surface fill anymore. That's a bit weird. Okay, not to worry. Do I like what I see? Not quite. Now it's better. I do want to adjust this one as well. Okay, fine. Something like that. All right, so let's see. Do I want to use boundary fill? Yeah, let's use that. I think it's faster than any other methods. It doesn't really matter in the end if, especially for rendering. So I intend to render this anyway. So when you render, it will not be visible that, at micro level, the surface flow is not quite the same. And that's because the model is NURBS. If the model would be done with sub-D modeling, let's say 3ds Max or whatever model, maybe, if it would be done like that, well, edge flow, it is extremely important because the edge flow is defining the quality of the surface, right? But because it's NURBS, it's forgiving when you start to render. So in the end, it will not matter that much. It does matter, but with experience, you will start to figure out, when it's critical and you should care about it, and when it's not so critical and you should leave it as it is rather than investing your time into it. All right, well, so that's where we are after the surface knit. Can I? Nah, don't move it. I will apply another surface knit. Yeah, I don't like these two curves in here, so I will want to adjust those. All right. I could cut them, but I'd rather adjust them like that. Okay, so something like this. And now, yeah. And now I can go in here, surface trim. Of course, the surface trim doesn't work anymore because things changed and you got the wrong surface trims. So I should have top surface. If I'm removing selection, okay. Why then you are doing it wrongly? Okay, surface trim, delete, and again mutual. I should have somewhere a top surface. Okay, and this one, and yeah, is just not showing it. Okay, so how I was resolving this, because in the past I remember it was a thing. Let's see, because I'm sure it did, but sometimes it's showing the things wrong. If I make the mirror and surface knit in here, yeah, there you go. So the mirror is making it like that. Okay, let's see. So delete again. I want to see this surface here and the top surface. Yeah. Okay, that's why. All right, so it's clear why. Let's continue and create the corner here as well, and then finally it should let us do the thing. How do I want this? Well, we want to apply the same thing as before. Just checking the time, almost time to close this off. So let's do it fast. So what do I want? I just want a 3D sketch. I want to convert these edges here. Okay, I want another 3D sketch, and I want again to convert the other edges that I have there. And now I will want to do a boundary surface between this, okay, and this, yep, okay. From where to where? I want them from here to here. By the way, let's put them both in curvature. Okay, so it's already showing me that something ugly is happening there in that transition. That's fine, I can avoid it. Okay. For now, I will leave it on with the curvature values at 1. Just to have it. Do I want that? I'm thinking already not to leave it at 1, but let's see, maybe getting closer to here. Nah, okay, I'm not going to leave it at 1. I just don't like it. Don't want to leave it as it, like unfinished. So let me adjust a little bit things in here. Okay. All right. And now, let's see what's going on here. Well, I think align with next section should work maybe better. Nah. Align with other geometry. Leave it as it is. All right. And now surface knit and the boundary fill, just so we have it done fast. By the way, boundary fill is not caring in which order you click the edges, as long as you click all the edges that are creating that boundary, compared to Katya, where you need to click them in the right order. Otherwise, it starts to tell you that, you have an edge that you didn't select in the right order. And I don't know, it's like Katya is not able to think automatically without your input. You have to tell it that this is the first edge and this is the one that follows after. Somehow Katya is not knowing the order, but SolidWorks does, thankfully. Alright, so I'm adapting a little bit more in here because I was seeing those bumps into the surface that I do not like. And I bet it has to be with that curvature that I said I will not leave it. So if I apply 1 to all, no, still bumps. So what can we do to reduce them? Well, what can we do is the surface that comes from here, oops, to have a more aggressive curvature below. That should solve it a bit better, but not here. Okay. So if that doesn't work, and it doesn't, yeah, because sometimes it's fill, and sometimes fill does this kind of stuff. What it should work instead then, it should be, how is it called? Yeah, the boundary surface. But again, for that, I will need the 3D sketch, and I will need again to convert these edges here, because otherwise it will consider this as being discontinuous when you select the section. You will see very soon what I mean. So 3D sketch, selecting the edges, only those edges. Okay, they look like they are done, they are converted. So another 3D sketch, another edge is selected, and that's it. And now if I'm going to boundary surface, right, so I'm selecting this one and this one. Right, how do I want? I want to follow in curvature, which is cool, which is following correctly. And now what I will want these edges in here to dictate how it will follow. Of course, it will tell me no. I prefer to select it, to have it selected. Anyway, far, far better. Not perfect, definitely not perfect, but if I am adjusting this one, this surface in here, to have it less, to have less curvature in it, I should have a better transition. And then, yeah, it clearly looks bad. So what else can we do to smooth it out and to follow better? We can do this corner in here to get it closer like that. And it is already looking better. I can always adjust locally the surface, but I try to avoid that. Another manual input. I don't like the idea. It's not too bad, but still, it will be visible. So, what can we do for this? So maybe if I am going to reduce as well in here the curvature, yeah, it follows a little bit better. And now if I am going to reduce the area in which I'm applying this, it should increase it should smooth it out far better. Yes, there you go. So now it looks a lot more as it should. I don't see any other bumps around. That's good. So if I'm going and make the mirror, oh no, before making the mirror, another surface neat, right? Okay, and then trim finally, and remove this and this. This is so weird. Clear selection. Let's skip selections. Can we do something? What is happening? Surface neat. Maybe this one has an open gap somewhere. Show gaps in range. Knitting tolerance. Let's increase the knitting tolerance just to be sure that those surfaces are truly knitted. Right. So this one and this one. Remove and remove and remove. Okay. Right. Let's save to the PC first. And let's see. Okay. Well, sometimes it works if you do it separately. So standard, trim tool, this tool, remove section, remove this section. Aha. And now he's saying, no, I don't want to. Please select the surface to be trimmed. Oh, that's interesting. If I apply split all and I say remove this section, nope. Okay, that's a new one. Okay, well, sometimes it's also working the other way around. So this trim tool, remove section. Okay, so it's something wrong with that one there. Yeah, so this one in here has a problem because it's not the top surface, I suppose. Let's see again. So between this one and this one, if I say remove, no, I still not get it. I still not get it for some reasons. Okay. How about I say trim tool, this one now. Okay, and now remove. Okay. Well, that's very interesting. For some reason, it doesn't want to do it. So how about standard trim tool? Okay. So how about now we apply an offset of this? No. Let's apply a knit surface. Yes. No. Okay. Is it because I do have merge entities? I should be fine. Okay. This one and this one. yeah, for some reason now it doesn't recognize the split. Okay, that would be a very interesting case to study and to present. I can also do a mirror of the other surface. That could also be an option, and knit them together, right? So which plane? Front plane, right plane, yep. Faces to mirror, bodies. Okay, let's select bodies just to be sure. Knit surfaces automatically, that's it. How about now? It should be able to recognize what I want to leave. Nope, it doesn't. Okay, well, our time is up anyway. So that means that next time when we meet, I'm going to show you what was the thing, what it did not let it do the knit. I'm sure it must be some very weird reason behind, but until then, this is more or less the shape that we have for the earphones, and we are getting closer to the shape that we are having in here. And yeah, I hope it is useful, and please don't forget to like and subscribe if it was useful for you. And also don't forget that I do have some group coaching classes or one-to-ones available for CAD design, for being used in design really, not necessarily in engineering. Is simply surfaces or mainly surfaces, and how to construct things directly to be used for prototyping, maybe, for example, the models. And yeah, I shall see you next time. Thank you very much for watching, and enjoy your evening or have a great day ahead. Goodbye.